Hello, welcome. I'm Professor Sameer Mathur at Carnegie Mellon University. I'll be helping you understand how to use the IBM SPSS software for doing some business data analytics. We are going to start by learning how to read data into SPSS. So let's imagine that you have a data set. Right now, it doesn't matter what the data is, right? This data right here, you can see, is in Excel, in Excel format or CSV format. And let me give you a quick glimpse into SPSS. So right here, you're seeing SPSS. And as you can see, the same data is appearing here as if it had been imported. So the first lesson that I have here is I'd like to show you how do I import data so it looks like this, data that pre-exists in a Excel file. Okay, so what you do is you go to File, you go to Import Data, you go to, if it's CSV, you can click on CSV. That will open up a box, and you need to, of course, locate your file. So for example, in my folder, in my desktop, I have a folder called CMU. Within it, I have SPSS, and within that is my CSV file. So I just click on it and I hit open. Then there is some default, a box where you can change a few fields if you so wish. So whether your first line in your CSV contains variable names or not, yes, it does in our case. In case there are any, remove any leading spaces, trailing spaces. I don't want to do that. Delimiter, well, it's a CSV file, remember, comma separated values. So leave it at comma, although it does have support for tab separated and semicolon separated. Decimal symbol is a period, text qualifier is a double quote, all that is fine. And basically you don't need to get into anything advanced, and just hit OK. And if you do that, what IBM's SPSS would do is it would open up a, right here, it'll create a untitled data set, right? In which basically it has read in the raw data that you had inside your CSV file. Okay, so the CSV file is could be replaced by an Excel file, and you could follow the same procedure. Okay. Now that you have it in here, notice that it's untitled. We can go ahead and save this data set. So if I go here to File, and if I hit Save, it allows me to save this data. Now here's something important. SPSS has its own data format, and the file extension is a .sav. So anytime you see a SAV file, you know that it's a file that was part of IBM's SPSS system. And I'm going to go ahead now and save my file. I'm going to call it empty cards, but empty cards I'm going to give it a slightly different name so there's no confusion. So let me just call it empty cards SPSS. It doesn't matter what you call it, right? As long as you know what the file is. And if I hit save, so now what's happened here is that a SAV file has got created from the CSV file that we have imported. And to verify this, I can go right back to the folder that I was working out of. So right here is my folder, my SPSS folder on my desktop. And notice here that in addition to my original empty cards CSV file, I have a empty cards SPSS data file. Now we are still not doing anything in SPSS. All we have done so far today is read in data that pre-existed in a CSV file. We have imported it into SPSS, and we have also saved a copy or exported it into SPSS format. And so the benefit of doing this also is that next time you need not import your data all the way from your empty cards.csv file. You can straight away import, open up your SAV file. Okay. So I think with that, I'd like to conclude this little video. Again, just to summarize, I'm Professor Sameer Mathur at Carnegie Mellon University at Qatar, and I'm trying to teach you how to do business analytics using IBM's SPSS software. Before we can do anything in SPSS, we need to learn how to import data that pre-exists in CSV or Excel files. and that is what we have achieved in this video. So thank you. I look forward to continuing to talk to you about IBM SPSS.